That was an excellent showing by the Florida Panthers in game one. All aspects of the Panthers game were on point in their 3-0 win over the New York Rangers in game one of the Eastern Conference Final. Offensively, created a lot of pressure, which turned into opportunities, which turned into, at a couple times, goals. Defensively, I thought they did a really good job of limiting the Rangers, especially early in this hockey game. Bobrovsky was excellent, and the penalty kill did really, really well as well. Let's start with the offense. I thought it was a versatile offensive attack because they were able to get a couple of looks off of the rush. That is how Matthew Tkachuk scores the first goal, is off of the rush. But they also played a really heavy game down low. That cycle was working for them. And their forecheck came in and created a couple of turnovers that really helped them get the ball rolling early, and I thought did a really good job of taking the Madison Square Garden crowd right out of this game. As early on, they had the jump that you would expect from the home side, the Rangers, in this game. They were the ones who were going out there, running around, causing problems for New York, and then New York was turning the puck over all over the place, creating some good opportunities there for Florida, and like I said, kind of taking that crowd out of it. Like, they can play really heavy hockey, but they can also play with the on the rush as well. Forsling, an excellent job, good positioning, and excellent skating, was able to cut off that Panarin rush, force Panarin to stop up. The back pressure from Ekblad creates the turnover, and Forsling then rushes up ice. He's the one who drops the puck off to Tkachuk, who ends up scoring that goal. So they're able to use that rush game and that transition game really, really well as well. On the defensive side of things, they made life really difficult for the New York Rangers. Zone entries were a problem for the Rangers early on. Again, New York started to find their game late, but for most of this game, it was the Florida Panthers who were really clogging things up. It was difficult for the Rangers to get set up offensively, and then when they did, it felt like there was 9 guys out there for Florida. Passes weren't able to get through. They weren't able to really take advantage of the skill that the Rangers have, that playmaking ability of Panarin, the ability that Zibanejad has to make players around him better, and they put a lot of pressure on the younger players like Lafreniere, Hedel, and Kakko to make some plays, and they didn't always make the right ones. So I thought defensively, it was really, really impressive what the Panthers were able to do in limiting what the Rangers skill players could do. And then if you got through all of that, Bobrovsky was really, really good. His quickness post to post is still so impressive. And there was one, like Gustafsson, the pass to Kakko, like I get wanting the one-timer going post to post, but that was so far over to the side. Bobrovsky had time, and look, like he almost didn't because it is a quick shot that Kakko has. But Bobrovsky has time to get across and still get there to make a save, and your angle is a little bit difficult on that as well. So I get wanting to spread things out and create an opening and create the illusion that Gustafsson could go up the middle, but I just thought that play, he could have been a little bit closer there. That one is what it is. But the point of that was that Bobrovsky made a good save on it, and then he makes a really big save with no time left on the clock in the first period on that power play, where Zibanejad gets the one-timer chance. I think it's Trocheck who's parked right at the side of the goal. Bobrovsky is able to get across, make a big save. If it's 1-1 going into the second period, from a Rangers standpoint, that is a massive boost. You were just outplayed. Your power play comes through. This is a chance. It's a new game. All we have to do is play 40 good minutes, and we're coming out of game one with a win. Instead, the save is made, and it remains a Florida Panthers 1-0 lead and keeps the shutout intact. There were a couple of times where it got a little all over the place for Bobrovsky. He is going to do that. It is now up to the Rangers to take advantage of that in this series. And for New York, they can be better. I have been critical of the Rangers this postseason. It is, I promise, and there was a New York guy who felt a little bit frustrated in the comments, a big Mark Messier fan. But the reason that I critique is because I care. I'm not a diehard Rangers fan or anything like that, but I have said, like, sports are better when the New York teams are going, right? Like, I can obviously do without the Yankees, but it's fun when the Garden is going, and it's the Rangers and it's the Knicks, and they're cruising, right? And I like a lot of pieces on this Rangers team, a lot. And so I want to see this Rangers team do well, and I think they can do well. And they can certainly do better. Like, look, they didn't play their best game, and it was still 1-0 with 3 minutes left. And you don't love your game, that's an okay spot to build off of. Too many turnovers, too many missed opportunities. This Rangers team is better than what they showed in game one. Now that they know what they are expecting from the Florida Panthers, I do think they'll be better here in game two. Now that they know like they've played the Panthers obviously quite a bit in the regular season, but this is a different animal. Now that they are ready for that physicality that they haven't seen in the first two rounds of this playoffs, now that they're ready for some of the speed that the Panthers can bring to them as well, and now that they've seen this defensive attack, I would venture to say that Peter Laviolette and this Rangers team are going to be in a much better position to take advantage of things in game two. Also, you didn't get a great game from Shesterkin. Like, overall, he made some excellent saves, and he is not the reason they lost this game, right? Like, he could have been perfect, and they'd still be playing because they didn't have a goal. That first goal, you need that save. That is one that I would have killed Freddie Anderson for. And if it's on the other end, it's like, well, it's Bobrovsky, man. Like, can you trust this guy? But overall, like, Shesterkin's going to stop those most of the time. He just misses on that one. And then that is a brutal turnover on the 2-0 goal that leads to Verhaeghe just playing it off of the wall, centering it off of Lafreniere and in. And at that point, it's curtains. Like, you can't have those two plays against this Panthers team. I said before, the Rangers are going to have to be close to perfect. And in game one, they weren't. And they still almost got away with it. So you feel like they are going to... I feel like they're going to be able to find their stride a little bit better here in game two.